Hello, welcome to part 3 of my Moho mission. This is a probe and rover delivery system, and it is jiggling around like a big bowl of jello for some reason. Yeah, probably just the amount of mech jebs that I have plastered to it. So what I have here is a stack of 6 probes, each with their own little mech jebs and little ant engines. I'm going to put them in a sort of kind of like a GPS system around Moho. Not for any particular reason, just because, I feel like it. So I'm going to have one on an equatorial orbit, one on a polar orbit, and then, the other 4 will be sort of 45 degrees to that. And it'll just look nice. And that's really it. If I had like a keythane mod installed, I could probably cover the planet with the keythane detectors and stuff, but I can't be bothered with that really, to be honest. I think it'll be cool when resources are added to the game, to the vanilla game, which they will be eventually. But yeah, until then, I just want to be able to build things that just have the right amount of fuel to get out there and have to refuel them to come back and stuff. I think that's a bad challenge for me. And just on the side here, we got a couple of rovers just basically stuck on the side of this capture stage here with a little sky crane. And if it'll stop jiggling around for a second. Yeah, they do have a little seat on them somewhere, so I can send out Kerbals to ride them around on Moho. And they should ride okay. I haven't tested them, but yeah, as long as they don't go too fast, they should be alright. Probably a bit top heavy like every other rover that I've built, but it'll be fine. The gravity's high enough. It's a little bit higher than the moon, so yeah, I'm not going to launch this right away. I'm going to go and build a lander as well, because I've actually improved this. I took the solid rocket boosters off this stage, which are unnecessary. They're just adding weights, and it'll take longer to get captured with just these nuclear rockets and the poodle in the middle. But it has a lot more delta V now because I've stripped a lot of weight off it, and that goes for all stages because it was on the final stage. So all stages have more delta V, which gives me a bit more leeway. And once I'm in Moho's influence, I'm there for at least an hour, so even with a low thrust to weight ratio, that's still plenty of time to get captured into a stable orbit. And what else did I change? Right, I took this poodle out of the transfer stage and put a nuclear rocket on it. That again just gives me some more delta V, and an abysmal thrust to weight ratio, considering it's got to push all of this out to Moho. So yeah, it's gonna be a sort of let MechJeb do the transfer and I'll tab out and check my Facebook or something. That's what you have to do. So yeah, I've got to fix some of these struts. I did have these rovers stuck on the side of one of these probes, and yeah, you can see a bunch of struts sticking out of nowhere. I'll have to fix those. But yeah, I'm gonna go away and build a lander so I can send out some Kerbals at the same time. And I'll see you when that's ready. And here is my lander. It is 2 Mark 1 lander cans stacked on top of each other because that holds 2 crew members, but is significantly lighter than the Mark 2 lander can. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but there you go. 3 landing legs, because that's the minimum it needs, and I'm trying to watch my weight. Bit of RCS for docking. Hopefully those landing legs aren't blocking the RCS things. MechJeb, of course. It seems to have 2 of those on. Is it? Or is that? Yeah, I think it does. I'll have to take one of those off. Some parachutes, because just to clarify, I'm not going to bring everything home that I send out there, but I want to bring the Kerbals home. That is the important thing here. Everything else so far, I've just stranded them on the surface, have fun, go frolic on a lifeless rock, but Yeah, this time I'm actually gonna bring them home. So yeah, parachutes for an uncontrolled descent onto Kerbin. And a docking port, obviously, because it needs to be refueled. This lander has about 2,000 meters a second delta V. I think that that is enough to land on Moho and then return to a station to refuel in orbit. I could be wrong. I have not done any calculations, but the station is in orbit at 750 meters a second. So I think with about 800 meters a second delta V spare when it's landed, should be enough to easily get up and dock. So I think 1200 meters a second delta V to land from orbit. I think that's enough. I mean, that would be way more than enough on the moon. I know that, and gravity is similar, although a little bit higher, so I don't know. We'll see when we get out there. Because like I said, I don't do calculations. I'll just let MechJeb tell me things and pray that it's enough. So yeah, I'm gonna get the orbits aligned and get these launched. Yeah, I probably won't show the whole launch and stuff because you've seen it a dozen times, I'm sure. So I'll probably see you in 4 times acceleration, maybe, or maybe just when we get there. Who knows? I can't tell the future. Okay, it turns out the planets are already lined up more or less, probably a few degrees off, so it won't be the most efficient transfer in the world. So yeah, I'm just gonna record bits of the mission here and there. I already tried this launch once, but for some reason when I was just sort of fiddling with the design, one of the fuel lines got unattached, so the center rocket just ran out of fuel, which is pretty irritating. But there you go. We got Bill and Bob on board. They just look so excited, don't they? Oh, you gonna go to Moho? I don't want to go to Moho. No, I don't want to go. Tough luck, Bob. Be a Kerbal. Take it. So, yep. I'll probably start recording again when I'm doing a transfer to show just exactly how long it's going to take on this one nuclear engine. And yeah, I'm launching the landers first, or the lander, and then I'm going to wait a day, and that's very important. So I don't end up trying to get 2 things at once into a stable orbit. That was just an absolute nightmare last time. So yeah, I'll launch the lander first, then wait a day, and then launch the probes. And these guys will probably have to sit in orbit for a while before I have to send down the rovers for them to drive. So, you know, they can be patient. They got plenty of room. They got their own little land account each, you know. Alright, so I'll see you in orbit. Right, Bill and Bob are in orbit around Kerbin. I just told MechJeb to transfer me to Moho, and it's set up a maneuver node for 29 days. So I won't be using that. But yeah, MechJeb always just wants to use the most efficient transfer window that it can find. As far as I know, I can't just force it to just do it on this orbit. Because I mean, I have plenty of delta V. It doesn't matter if I do it precisely accurate sort of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go away and fiddle with maneuver nodes myself and see if I can get it. You know, this week would be nice. And yeah, as you can see here, this is using about 600 meters a second more delta V, but I will start the burn in 13 minutes. And provided that this is not burning directly towards the planet, which, yeah, the maneuver nodes love to make you do that. No, it isn't. So yeah, I mean that's not a very efficient trajectory, as you can probably tell. I'm doing the inclination adjustments here at this side of the orbit. It's probably more efficient to like leave, sort of get the closest approach markers to a decent distance, and then leave the sphere of influence of Kerbin to do the inclination adjustments. I think, anyway, but I'm lazy. I'm just doing it here. So I don't actually have an encounter on the maneuver node, but I've got it down to below 1,000,000 kilometers anyway. And then I will leave Kerbin's influence to make the minute adjustments, because it's a bit easier, because, you know, like the orbit that it says I'm going to have is a projected orbit, and you can't really put maneuver nodes on it and expect them to work properly. So yeah, where are we? The other side of the planet, so we don't want to start burning just yet, even though it's going to take... Well, it says 2 minutes because I still have the mainsail on. It's got a tiny bit of fuel left in it, so might as well use that. But yeah, with that one nuclear engine, it's probably going to take about half an hour or something. So I'll at least get around so that I'm not going to burn right into the atmosphere. It's an extremely low orbit because I kind of cocked up the launch. Yeah, twice actually. Didn't record that, so... Alright, I'll start burning here. Get it back on that marker. Well, it's not vitally important right now. And burn, baby, burn. Whoa, let's get SAS on so I don't have to babysit the controls there. Bill and Bob looking happy as usual. Oh, starting to overheat. We don't want that. So yeah, we get a good couple of 100 meters a second out of this main engine before we detach it. I'm going to throttle down before we do attach it, because I'm going to quick save it as well. Yeah, this fell off. I actually did have to go back into the VAB and put struts on that engine. That is the problem with these nuclear engines. They go forever, but they also fall off. Right, this is telling me it's going to take an hour to make this burn. Wow. I'm going to have to, like, come around the planet and do this a couple of times, I think, because that is... Well, I'm certainly not going to record all that. So, yeah. See you in an hour. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay, one jump cut later, and it's actually a day later for me. Yeah, I just kind of turned it off after I discovered that maneuver node would take an hour. There was no way I was dealing with that. I had work in the morning. So, yep, I put the Poodle back in. It's less delta V than the nuclear engine, but at least I actually have some thrust, you know. I've got a couple of these aero spikes on here, which have a better thrust to weight ratio than the Poodle, albeit with less thrust overall, and the same efficiency. So I thought I'd give it a try. And whoops, actually detach that. Yeah, I'm just letting MacJab do the maneuver now. It's and there you go, 4 minutes. Ah, that's better. And it should have enough delta V. I hope. Well, yeah, it does. I remember. I looked at the delta V stats. It's all calculated, and yeah. I'm not just blundering around. Who said that? Alright, so I'll see you when we're desperately trying to cling to Moho's tiny gravity well. So yeah, sometimes you should just trust your own instinct over MacJab. I mean, I set up a manual maneuver node because MacJab insisted that it would take, what did it say, 29 days until the next transfer window. Now, obviously in a 90 kilometer parking orbit, that's just going to take so long to fast forward through. So yeah, I just set it up manually, and I think I spent about 1600 meters a second delta V. in total, which was it's a little bit more than what MechJeb said was the ideal encounter. And yeah, I got an encounter here. Got a little. I'm letting it do this fine-tuned close approach thing, which is about 20 meters a second burn here, which I just about have enough fuel for in this transfer stage. But yeah, I mean, rather than just sit there staring at the map whizzing around for 29 game days, you can just wing it. And wow, we're on a fast orbit here. 18 kilometers a second. That's pretty good. It's pretty fast. Okay, let's just check that, because that's pretty accurate actually. So I know I could have just sort of tapped on the RCS over here somewhere and got it down to there, but that's fiddly, and I can't be bothered with fiddly today. Alright, so now I'll see you when we're in orbit around Moho. Oh, she's a wobbly ship. Boing, 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 boing. But yeah, we're here. There it is. I just chose the circularize option on MechJib, so I figured it would be competent enough to do that, right? Well, fire the bloody engines. And yeah, it just kind of sidled on up to the periaps here. Like really close to it. After creating that maneuver node, so I don't know, I think we may overshoot just a little bit here. Node in 3 minutes, that's right on the periaps. So periaps in 3 minutes. 11-minute burn. We have the delta V. We're burning right along our velocity vector. So yeah, we should be alright. But I think we're gonna overshoot. Oh well. And yeah, if I do have to use some of the fuel in the lander, that's fine, because it's got one of these X208 tanks on, which I could fill nearly 6 times from just what's on the station. So yeah, we're fine. Don't look so scared, Bob. Do you want to be really scared? Do you want to go on an EVA when you're traveling at 4 kilometers a second? Yeah? No, you don't want to do it. Alright, so yeah, I'll pick it up when I'm doing something interesting. Probably rendezvousing with the station, I would imagine. Okay, we have an orbit, so I'm just fixing the inclination, getting it to 0 degrees, which is what I set the station to. See, it makes life very, very simple. Especially when you have a robot to do all your flying for you. You know, I can fly by the seat of my pants and get my inclination down to 0 if I want. But if I want to be totally exact, then, you know, I might as well just let MechJib do it. Now, let's see. See, what I'm thinking is, I have this tank with still a little, well, quite a bit of fuel. So it's certainly enough to rendezvous with the station. So I'm thinking I can refuel this from the station. There'll still be plenty of fuel left on the station. And then just basically bring the whole thing down to the planet so that, you know, I can land with just that last stage there, and then the fuel in the lander can be used to come back up and refuel at the station. If that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm just trying to get a encounter with the station here without doing that, basically. So yeah, that's obviously not the ideal place for it. So maybe somewhere around here. I don't know. I don't know how to do these things. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Yeah, I'm so good at this. Okay, there's a nice close approach. So just tweak that. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I know it has a maneuver node editor in it. I should probably use it. It's not exactly very close, actually. So yeah, we can just drag these around. Well, what I can do is do that burn and then another one over here somewhere, just to pull it in a little bit. Yeah, so I'll do that, and then snap to when we're docking, because that'll be interesting. Okay, so we're docking on the dark side of the planet, which is why I'm using the docking autopilot. I would feel relatively comfortable docking it myself, although I didn't plan to dock it with this engine on, so that's completely thrown off the center of mass. So yeah, I might run out of RCS, which is why I did a quick save before I started doing this. Because yeah, excuse me, MechJeb wants to guzzle up all that delicious RCS, doing the most painstaking docking maneuvers you've ever seen. And yeah, I've got the RCS balancer on to try and counteract the imbalanced ship. Yeah. So, oh my god, this is so slow. Like, I wish it was, like, more aggressive and less fiddly. I mean, look at it just, like, flicking on the RCS over and over again. Can we see the station from inside here? No, we got no side windows. You can only see out front. How do you fly this thing, Bob? No wonder you look so terrified. Alright, I might just turn the autopilot off and fast forward around to the bloody light side of the planet. That would be useful. Either way, I'll see you in a minute when we're actually ready to dock this thing. Okay, whizzed round to the light side of the planet. This thing is just too unbalanced for me, a mere human being, to pilot with these RCS thrusters. Yeah, I really didn't expect to have this engine on, so I got it basically pointed at the docking port. Well, kind of mostly through fluke more than anything. So yeah, now MechJeb has to do, now all it has to do is move forwards. Surely. But of course it's taking 1,000,000 years to do it. Because that's what it does. Come on. Come on. I mean, if I just hammer H, it starts pushing back. You see? It's like, no, I must go at 0.1 meters a second. Just gun it. Come on. Get in. No, stop slowing down. Come on. See, it's adjusting the axis now. Don't just move towards it. It's fine. It's fine. You cocked it up. Whoops. Whoops. Now I cocked it up. Oh, come on. Just dock, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I really dislike docking. Oh, screw you. Come on. Let's have docking controls. No, why did you turn the RCS off? I mean, yeah, there's bloody sun in my face, so I can only do it from one side. Ram it. Oh, come on. Up. Nope, that's down. Now the station's rotating. Come on, that's it. That's it. Yeah! Ah, sweet mother of fuck. Okay. Now, refuel the thing with the thing. Yeah, we'll take the fuel out of there for now, because that's really not needed. I could always put it back in there at some other point. That should be enough. Look at these guys. Just terrified. You're fine now, you're docked and everything. Alright, now I have a full tank of fuel, and for those of you who didn't have a day-long gap in the middle of this video, like I did, you may have noticed that I forgot to bring out the probes in the rover. And this video is getting kinda long, so I'm gonna leave you in suspenders, I'm afraid. You'll have to wait and see if Bill and Bob safely make it down to the surface, because I'm gonna have to bring out the probes and the rovers first, so that they know where a good landing site is and they have something to ride around on. This This has no torque. I am trying to move it. But yeah, so you'll have to wait until part 4 to find out. Or part 5 if I forget the sandwiches. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.